Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Cassill and welcome to Asynchronous Week 7. This is the final week before hybrid begins. Seniors will be coming back starting next week on March 29th. And so that's really exciting, but it's also a lot of work. So this week you're going to start a project that we will continue into next week. And you'll be able to do that all independently this week. I have a recommended time frame that you should work through. You'll see it as we go through our instructions today. And so don't put this off forever. But next week we will still be working on it. And we'll be back to having our synchronous classes with the new hybrid schedule. So you'll have a lot of time to get help and support from me and have devoted work time for this project. One thing before I forget, if any of you are also in my STEM physics class, you'll notice some similarities, as in this project is the same. When I was getting ready to plan what should we do this week, I realized this is also the perfect project for us to do right now for robotics. And this doesn't happen very often, but lucky you. If you are someone who I have for STEM physics and for robotics, you do not need to do this project twice. Do not do it twice. You do it one time. There are slightly different questions that are part of this assignment, and I will ask that you turn it in twice. Turn it in STEM physics and turn it in robotics. That way I can make sure I don't make any mistakes grading, but in case that applies to you, there you go. So let me walk you through what's happening this week. So your final project is a Rube Goldberg machine. So if any of you have seen a Rube Goldberg machine before, the whole idea is that it is a ridiculous machine with excessive steps accomplishing a simple task. Your first assignment here is to kind of explore and see some examples. So when I first started teaching, this was not a very popular thing. There were not assignments from people with, or there were not YouTube videos with people building Rube Goldberg machines. And thanks to social media and the fact that people share stuff and like watching satisfying videos, it's become super popular. So there's lots of them now. So here's the thing. There's two YouTube channels, Joseph's Machines and Sprice Machines, that have loads of Rube Goldberg machines, a lot of them much more massive than anything you're going to build, but they'll give you some ideas of the types of machines we're talking about. Pick one and then post the link for the one that you like in the discussion below. Explain what you like about it in 10 words or less. It doesn't matter if it's more than 10 words. Write a paragraph if you want, but for those of you who are my brief speakers, you can keep it simple for this assignment. And then watch a link posted by someone else and comment on it. You get 3 points for doing each of those things, right? So I also attached some of this Hevisha stuff because she does dominoes and she's amazing. So this is your first assignment here, to kind of explore some examples of Rube Goldberg machines. So you'll see, just like Joseph's Machines, here's the example, right? Just like his channel banner, right, is where he's got, cool, how can you make something that will iron a shirt while you're wearing it? So you can see lots of different ideas. How to pass the pepper while social distancing. So 3 inventions for eating chips. So he's got silly ideas that are in there, and it's pretty awesome. The next thing that's in here, you'll see it says quiz, but you'll see it's worth 20 points, and it's due April 1st, right? This is sort of researching your Rube Goldberg machines. You kind of need to finish that this week. Not just kind of, you do. See the due date. And then you'll begin working on your Rube Goldberg machine actual challenge, and we'll continue that next week. It is due by the end of the week before spring break. So let me give you a little brief walkthrough of what's in your slides here. So there's a little history about Rube himself. He's known for his cartoons of things like this simple alarm clock. And you'll see that there's, 13, 14, 15, 16 steps to this alarm clock, and most of them are there for the sake of comedy, right? So this is something that was very popular and has lived on fondly in modern culture. So there's a music video from the band OK Go. They've done this in one take. I think they cheated one time, if I remember from the behind the scenes interview. There's like one little splice. But for the most part, this is a massive warehouse-sized Rube Goldberg machine that they used while recording their music video, and it's awesome. So this week, is day 1 and day 2 of this project. You think about it. We meet on Tuesday and Thursday, 2 days. So here's what you're doing this week. Oops, click. Your job is to design this machine, and your first step is to define a task that your machine will do. Example, my machine turns the page of a book. So you're going to think about a simple task. Look around where you are and figure out what's a simple task. You could make a really ridiculous machine that could do that task. So you're going to create 3 subsystems, so at least 3 steps for your machine to get from whatever you do to start it and accomplishing that final task. And then we've been working on our engineering diagramming. You're going to create a labeled diagram of your complete machine, including key subsystems of system A, B, and C, like the cartoon example from the previous slide. And then label any specific materials that you're choosing. About materials, you'll notice there's no budget on this one. There's no list of materials because you can literally use anything. And in fact, this is best done with junk. So do not go buy something that you think you need. If you're like, I saw one of those and it includes 5,000 dominoes. Mom? Yeah, don't do that, all right? Look around your place and see what kind of junk you've got that you can use to make this machine. Look outside. Look in the junk drawer. So that's sort of your first task. So this week, you're really sort of researching and you're planning and you're diagramming. This diagram might change a little bit once you get started building, so you might need to tinker a little bit, try a few things out, see what works and see what doesn't. On day 3 and 4, so that's going to be next week when we are meeting together again asynchronously with our seniors in the building, but the rest of you still remotely learning. You're going to actually record a video of your working machine. Use your Chromebook. It doesn't need to be fancy. And then there's a script on the following slide. Literally fill in the lines on that script, the blanks on that script, to explain your machine. You could also record it if you want, during your video recording if you want, but you are going to turn in Canvas your video recording and then the written script. So those of you who are like, no, you're not, I'm not ready for voice and face. For voice and face. You'll wait till we do hybrid to, jump that hurdle. You'll be turning in just the video recording of your machine and then the written script afterwards. That's the minimum that I need for you to do. So the script is here. You can read this. You can fill in the blanks on your own. I'm not going to do it right now. Actually, I need to update it. I'm glad we looked at this because this is the STEM physics one. I got to make sure I get the robo one in here. So glad I found that. So anyway, so that's, and you'll see it says take the quiz at the bottom. I made this a quiz just so you could turn in 2 things in one place rather than having an additional assignment you needed to keep track of. The final thing, this will be next week, so we'll talk about this more. There's an exit slip where you'll reflect on your machine. You don't need to do that this week. You'll see it's due April 2nd. It's our final, right before spring break, final assignment that we have to turn in, right? So everybody, I hope that gives you a really general overview and yet specific enough to get started. This module, that's what you're doing this week, all right? What days are it? Day 1 and day 2. You're getting started with planning, designing, and diagramming your Rube Goldberg machine. I can't say that word. Rube Goldberg. Goldberg. I'm going to practice. I'll be better next week. All right, I miss you all. Have a great week. Please ask for office hours. I'm available through email or I can set up Google Meets anytime. I just need some time to be working in my classroom to be ready for you. So I'll see you all next Monday, Tuesday.